Don't forget, Zelensky was trying to get rid of the anti-corruption organizations that were probing this.
Mindich, of course, is a very high-profile one. Why? They are like childhood friends for all intents and purposes. I mean, these two cats have been together all along. He's probably one of the closest. And where did he flee to in the middle of the night after he was tipped off? Where'd he go?
Israel? So Zelensky's approval rating has collapsed over the past week. It's down about 40%, now sitting below 20%. The figures come from Ukrainian member of parliament Yaroslav Zelensky, who cites the 3 closed polling studies conducted immediately after the corruption scandal involving the leaked Mindich Tapes. Here's some of the headlines. Apparently, things are not going that well as Ukraine faces its darkest winter yet. Literally and figuratively, this corruption scandal is sending shockwaves through the Zelensky administration. So there was a probe. The probe was called Operation Midas. It involved 15 months of wiretaps, 70 raids, cash seizures, and even a gold toilet. You guys might have seen the gold toilet. Do you guys remember? You know, it's like monkey see, monkey do. They see Trump do it. They got to get their own golden toilet, I guess.
Everyone needs a gold toilet.
$100 million in stolen funds via 10 to 15% kickbacks from energy contractors. Primary victim of this was Ukraine's energy infrastructure. What is Russia doing? It's taking out all of the Ukrainian infrastructure. In fact, let's check in with Ukrainian energy infrastructure.
Покручені бетонні конструкції, залізяча і обгорілі рештки цінного обладнання, яке приносило світло в будинки українців. Так, після російських обстрілів нині виглядає одна з українських теплоелектростанцій. Назву і місце цього об'єкту тримають у секреті з міркувань безпеки. Хоча, як зізнаються працівники підприємства, попри втаємниченість, сюди вже прилітало не раз. І щоразу енергетики змушені братися за ремонт.
So, of course, on the heels of this scandal dropping, Russia was tagging them anyway, but Russia has really kicked up the attacks on the energy infrastructure. That's one from their most recent attack. Accused of being the ringleader of this is Tatar name Timur Mindich. And there he is. And Mindich. So strange. So they're ex-business partners. They worked together at Kvartal 95. He is also tied to the inflated drone contracts, which you guys probably remember. Oleksiy Chernyshov, he is an ex-deputy PM. He's accused of laundering over $1 million. Svetlana Hrinchuk and Herman Halushchenko were the energy and justice ministers, and both were forced to resign. Now, Zelensky is not directly implicated, but don't forget, Zelensky was trying to get rid of the anti-corruption organizations that were probing this. So what do you know about this, and what are your thoughts?
Well, of course, I actually had the opportunity to speak. I'm sure many of our viewers saw it on Rick Sanchez, and I had an opportunity, I had a whole segment about this, and we spoke, and I basically said, look, we've known about rampant corruption going on from other sources. We've also investigated, I've been on a couple documentaries talking about the corruption in the defense industry, which has been enormous. I mean, we're talking about a giant mafia state, a clearinghouse for weapons and cash, and all the bad things that are going on, not only in the region, but to Africa, to Asia, to the Middle East, and also abroad. So one of the things is we remember the resignation of Reznikov, who was the Ukrainian defense minister before. So there's been a lot of corruption scandals surrounding Zelensky. Mindich, of course, is a very high profile one. Why? They are like childhood friends for all intents and purposes. I mean, these two cats have been together all along. He's probably one of the closest. And where did he flee to in the middle of the night after he was tipped off? Where'd he go?
Israel?
Bingo. So just to give people an idea, I mean, we remember, Zelensky saying he wanted to have Ukraine be the new Israel, this kind of stuff. There's been a widespread corruption, and there's been a lot of grift. And of course, the Ukrainian POWs that I interviewed, when I asked them what kind of equipment they were using, they said all old Soviet stuff. And I asked them, where'd all the Western equipment go? They said, we never saw it on the front lines. So whatever's going on, people are making a lot of cash. And you've seen that. We've seen tweets, we've seen Instagram posts, we've seen TikToks from Ukrainian models, OnlyFans stars, these types that are clearly parading around Europe and also within Ukraine a lot of money and wealth. And they are associated, sleeping with, married to, having affairs with Ukrainian top officials. Meanwhile, Ukrainians are being forcibly mobilized against their will and sent to the meat grinder. So this has caused shockwaves, and it could bring down the Zelensky government or cause a wider political scandal that could lead to a coup, who knows what. But in any case, Zelensky is on a tightrope here, very, very tight, for what happens next. The U.S. has been quiet, but we'll see what ends up happening in the coming days.
Exactly. And you mentioned that this isn't the first time, and it's not. Just so our viewers will point out to the viewers, in 2023, there was the Defense Ministry probe, which was $262 million embezzled. The defense minister resigned for that one. The drone scandal, which we mentioned earlier, which was a $40 million scandal. The Pandora Papers, 2021, another $40 million scandal. And obviously, you guys have seen it, the fake medals, the bad meals, et cetera, where there's war, there's money. And where there's money,
always.
There's a Ukrainian or an Israeli. So also, I found this video today. I thought it was quite horrifying. This is a video from a Ukrainian medic. I was going to subtitle it. You don't really need to. You guys know all the Russian curse words by now. But it's quite terrifying. This is the Pokrovsk front.
Сука. Нихуя не чую. Ох, ебать.
That's day and night.
That's some real shit.
Screaming drones. This is Zelensky's fault. These men don't need to even be in that pocket anymore. Horrifying.
You know what? They gotta do their service to Zelensky's regime, and he's just sending them in there. They don't care. Like I said, Ukrainian POWs are already declared missing, so their families don't get payments, and they don't have to repatriate the body even before they enter the front line. Like once they are staged to go and storm, their families are already issued missing notices. That's how much the Ukrainian regime cares about their soldiers.
Well, all of this is going on, and amid the corruption scandal, guess where Zelensky is? Zelensky arrives in Greece today. Ukraine and Greece have signed a deal allowing U.S. liquefied natural gas to transit through Greek terminals. Zelensky said during his visit to Athens, he claimed the first gas shipments will reach Ukraine in January.
I just want to say, any true Greek patriot stands with Russia, has stood with Russia since Byzantine times, will stand with Russia till the end of time. That's it. End of story. This Greek government doesn't represent the Greek people, including myself as a Greek citizen. And our first leader in modern independent Greece, Ioannis Kapodristias, was the foreign minister of the Russian Empire. Our leaders, my family members, my clan in Mani worked with Tsar Alexander, Tsar Nicholas I, Orlov, Suvorov. Any proud patriotic Greek understands that Russia is Byzantium realized. Is third Rome, second Jerusalem. Then the last capital of Byzantium in Mistras is only just about an hour away drive from my village. And so that whole area, we are very, very, very pro-Russia, always have been, always will be. And I just want to say our Prime Minister Mitsotakis is an absolute disgrace, and he's a bootlicker of the global elite. He's a bootlicker of these Ukrainians and the European Union, and his time is coming. We're going to throw him out of office.
I think everybody's time is coming.